Hello everyone, this is Lucy and I wish everyone a happy new year for 2023. Imagine that, it's 2023, the year of the chariot, and I plan to travel this year, so I consider that very appropriate. Now, this video is my most used oracles for 2022. I'm not a big oracle person, but I do have a number that I like to pair with my tarot. So I'll go through the year and show you which ones I use the most. So for instance, at the beginning of each year on the 1st of January, I pull out a weaver to give me some sort of idea of what's to come in the 12 months of 2023, or in this case 2022. And the Weaver's Oracle is an English-based creation, and I've had it for a number of years now. So each year I pull a weaver, and last year at the beginning of 2022 I pulled Snow, the weathered woman with a skin mask. And this is the one I pulled today, Shadow. It's a portent of things to come for our Mother Earth. And I pair the weaver with a particular tarot, which I think is very appropriate. So the weaver is, each weaver has a story. And you've got to work out the divination within that story. It doesn't actually give you a message or anything like that, only what you can divine from the story of the weaver. So you need a little bit of intuition when you use this deck. So that's the Weaver's Oracle, and I'll show you what I paired it with. So for instance, Snow, it talks about her yarn, and then it talks about her braid, and then it talks about her cloth. So within that, within the story of this particular weaver, you can weave your own story for the year. So what did I pair this with? I actually got Calling and Temperance from the Tarot of the Crone. I like to pair this particular tarot with the weavers. This is an Ellen Lorenzi Prince creation, and it's been around for a long time now. Does it say in here when she first created? This is 2020 edition. I think that's the 4th edition. But I think it's from the early noughties, this particular deck is from. And see how it pairs nicely with the weavers. Pairs nicely with the weavers. So that's what I do at the beginning of each year. And then through January, because it's summer here, I like to work with sort of summer-based decks. So this last January I used, just pop these I used an oracle that was a Kickstarter oracle, and it's very colourful, it's very summery, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And that's the wisdom of the sacred bee. Look at the gilding on this, it's beautiful. Beautiful production. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And look at the cards, aren't they beautiful? So I got some lovely messages with this particular deck. I used it with the tarot of the sacred bee, and I did a gratitude challenge for, I don't know how many days, was it 7 days? And you can see some of the cards in a previous video. So let's see. So I paired it with, oh, look at the princess. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous? This is the sacred bee, journey of the sacred bee. And I thought that was appropriate pairing myself. So this Kickstarter came in just in time for commencement of summer last year. And I used it all through January. Nice pairing, don't you think? Nice pairing, I think so. I do. I love the cardstock on these decks. So the oracle, the wisdom of the sacred bee oracle, was created by, I'm terrible with names, created by Kelly Burton. And she'd still be selling this particular deck because it's only been out for 12 months. And she's got a new tarot, the Journeyman, Sacred Bee Journeyman or something. But I was just happy with these two. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And the keywords were different, but important. The key: protection, sensuality, mandola, passion, change, passion, interference. Yes, so that was January's deck. I like to stay with the same sort of decks for a month and get used to them, and I thoroughly enjoyed these two. And then February came and I did a 21-day challenge. I created the goddesses. It was a goddess challenge, and I created the prompts for each day for 21 days, and I also worked with those prompts as well. So for that particular month, I used a number of oracles, but the main one was the Aboriginal Goddess Oracle by Mel Brown, and I paired it with a number of decks. I also used the Goddess Oracle, the guidance of the Goddess Oracle, because after all we were doing a Goddess challenge for 21 days. So let's start with the first one. This deck I used a lot over the 21 days. And the messages were clear, and of course this is a very Australian deck. It's created by an Australian Aboriginal artist, and she uses some of her culture to explain the goddesses, and the paintings in the cards are Aboriginal artwork. Just pick it up so you can see. And the keywords were appropriate to the particular prompt of that day as well. So that was a one I drew, Independent Self. And her guidebook is good. Her guidebook is good. So what did I pair this with? Let's have a look. So this is the little guidebook. It's not big, but it was enough to give me, oh, it's also got chakras, the colours of the chakra as well. I got enough to give me a message. So for instance, Pili is a fiery Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes, and with such powerful energy is able to erupt and enable growth. She can change the shapes of the land and allow nature to rebuild and reshape itself into something else that is equally, if not more beautiful than before. Pil was born to become a goddess of water. So it then goes on and talks about the message that Pili gives you in the card, and also a meditation. So yes, I enjoyed this deck. Now, what did I pair it with? I paired it with a number of decks. I paired it with the Dark Goddess, of course, by, again, Ellen Lorenzi Prince. I paired it with this tarot. I'm going to get cards all over the place. I don't know how Dawn Michelle can do tarot and oracle and stay neat and tidy, but anyway, I'm trying. So I used it with this one. So this is the Dark Goddess Tarot, and Dawn, there must be an art to this. Getting cards all over the place. Anyway, so I thought it was a good pairing at the time. So I used it with that tarot, and I also used it with, let me put this over here. Also used it with where is it? Also used it with there it is. Also used it with the Tarot of Delphi. Just pop these out of the way. And the Tower of Delphi. I'm sorry everyone, but it's out of print at the moment. But it's created by J.D. Hildegard Hinkle. And probably didn't match that well. I probably used it on the other one more. But it does have some of the colours. So there's that one. And I also paired this one mainly with the Dust to Onyx. I've got the big cards with the hardcover book. Excellent book. Excellent book, Dust to Onyx. It has a full page and a picture of the card. So I've got the first edition. So the box is starting to get a bit tatty. So I'll just pop this over here and we'll get out. And you can see what Dust to Onyx looks like with the Aboriginal goddess. Helped have it up the right way. And of course this is a gorgeous deck and I don't use it nearly enough. I should use it more. Wheel of Fortune, Self-Love, and 8 of Staffs. And I love the stories in the Dust to Onyx. And I love the stories in the Aboriginal goddess chakra as well. So that's what one of the tarots and oracles I used in February when I did the challenge. And the other oracle I used during the challenge was the Guidance of the Goddess Oracle, which you can, I got this off Amazon last year. Came with a nice little bag. And I teamed this with the Tower of Delphi. Nice little book. Teamed this with the Tower of Delphi and the Dust to Onyx. And the guidebooks is okay. It's a page for each of the goddesses. And it's a nice simple card, not too cluttered. So you could have, and the keywords are good as well. Move this out of the way. Keywords are good as well. So I'll show you some with the Tower with the Dark Goddess. So that was February. That was February. It was great fun. I enjoyed doing that. That was February, using the guidance of the Goddess Oracle by Annette Perso and Isabel Gonzalez. And have a look on Oracle on Amazon if you're looking for this particular deck. So that was February. Then I got a Kickstarter in. The Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. So to pair with that, I used the Wisdom of the Divine Feminine. I have the other one. I haven't used it yet. I got it second hand. The Shadow deck. This is more for goddess type work. And I really enjoyed this one because it gave prompts to so for instance, for freedom, you could do a tarot card on how can I free myself from a pattern that I've created. How can I offer myself freedom through forgiveness? When do I feel most unbound and free, and why? So you could actually use 4 cards. So with that, with this particular oracle, I paired the Cosmic Seed, and in the new year, or this year, the Leilania Simone is in the process of creating an oracle to go with her tarot. But while she's doing that, I used Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, and it was quite a powerful deck. And I'm told the Shadow one is powerful as well. Wisdom of the Shadow, I think Wisdom, I haven't got it here, but so what did I pair it with? I paired it with this one. Look at the box, isn't that gorgeous? Now I've shown this in a previous video, so I won't go into too much detail. Help if everything was up the right way. So, look at Joy, isn't she gorgeous? Grounding. I think the colours match very well in these 2 decks. Sorry, I must have bumped the camera. With that, Messenger of Coins, Humility, and Death. I don't know why Death's there, but there we are. 7 of Coins. So yeah, these 2 pair very nicely, and this particular oracle is excellent for path work, because it gives you prompts that you can use the tarot with. Very good. I enjoyed that. And then I moved on. The following month, what did I use? I probably used that for a while. And then this deck came. I'll just pop these away. So I like the Cosmic Seed Tarot, and this was one of my most favorite decks for the year. I'm getting all in a pickle here. Pop it out of the way. Yeah, this is my most favorite, and I read for some people in my community, in my village, my local village, and I found this to be very spot on and accurate, particularly when I paired it with the Faceted Garden. So this year was all about these two decks, and what I did, I would shuffle this oracle. Listen to that, isn't that brilliant? Love a good cardstock. You probably heard me say that before, but I do enjoy it. It's very tactile when the cardstock's good. Listen to that. So, Faceted Garden, I would use this to identify what was the underlying message Spirit wanted to give to the querent. So for instance, one lady got anger, and she didn't realize that underneath all her wounded self was a pile of anger that she needed to get rid of in order to heal. So I would pull an oracle, and then I would do the Celtic spread with this particular tarot deck. I think it's the richness of both the cards that helps them feel, and the feeling of the cards too. They're both the same cardstock. So I thought these two went really, really well together. So sometimes people don't really know what to ask the cards. So an oracle, a message from the oracle first, will help you drill down. So for instance, union, that would be, for me, that would be a message of relationships, close relationships with a partner. And nesting. So they'd all have a particular meaning, and I'll drill down using the tarot on what it is that the person wanted to know, or what Spirit wanted the person to do to heal themselves. So for instance, I think flame was the anger one. So birth, something new coming, new moon, growth. Yeah, lovely oracle, lovely oracle. And it's the first oracle's just, this is the second creation by, oh, I'm getting cards everywhere. You don't get much of a message by Claire Mack. So she's created two beautiful oracles. This is her second. It's got nice gilding, and it went well with my Baroque tarot it went very well with my Baroque tarot. I played with this. I must have enjoyed it because I played with it for a number of months before I moved on to all the tarot decks that I use in October. So to go with all the Samhain and the Halloween decks that I own, I use the Season of the Witch Samhain, and then I use the Season of the Witch in December. I also intertwined these two with Beltane because at the end of November, was it end of November? No, end of October, we move into Beltane from Astera. So even though the Northern Hemisphere's in Samhain, we're actually in Astera and Beltane at the same time. So everyone knows these decks. I'm not going to pull them out. I've got decks galore everywhere. And during all that, I also used, this came in towards the end of the year, I also used these two oracles. One is the Celtic Spirit Oracle, which I'm using at the moment during winter. We've got Northern Hemisphere winter. I'm using it with the Yule and my Yule decks. That's nice cardstock too. That's Rockpool. Rockpool has moved on to nice cardstock. So I've used this a little bit during December. And I'm enjoying it. I used the Seasons of the Witch Yule and this one to do all the prompts in the monthly medicine that Dawn Michelle holds. So they were my oracles for December, and then I haven't played with it fully because it's only just come in the last few months, but I will, because I've got the Gentle Tarot Pocket Edition came in this year as well, the Kickstarter, matured this year, and this looks a nice oracle too. That'll go with that. This is the Grandmother Song of the Grandmother Oracle by Cara Simmons and illustrated by Mari in the Sky, who is the creator of the Gentle Tarot. So this is a nice oracle as well. Look at that. So I'm going overseas mid this year, so it's going to be difficult to choose which decks will I take. I'll probably take the Gentle Tarots in a tin, and then I'll have to pick an oracle. And I plan not to buy any more oracles this year. I have enough. What I have is very beautiful. So I'd like to study this probably either this month or February because it looks very summery. Keep you posted. And there I go. Many blessings, everyone, and once again, Happy New Year to you all. May all your dreams come true.